It's Tuesday, Soul Family. I'm Ananda, the Galactic Mystic, and this is your Navigational Astrology forecast for September 28th, 2021. I hope you are doing well today. Our tarot card, our major arcana tarot card of the day is the Devil. So this is the universe asking us to just sort of allow our consciousness to be guided to anything that is toxic for us, and then being infused with empowerment that we need to free ourselves. This is about realizing where we think we are trapped and then finding out that we are just keeping ourselves trapped. We are not actually trapped. And this has to do with substances that are toxic for us, people that are toxic for us, situations, all sorts of things. Anything in your life that is bad for you, you can free yourself from it. That's the message of the Devil. So the sun is at 5 degrees of Libra. This morning around 10:30-ish, the moon will be entering Cancer, and the moon will be squaring the sun today. And this can have us a little bit at cross purposes with ourselves. It can sometimes may have us feeling like we're being pulled in different directions. And there can be sort of a disappointment in that we can't really satisfy either thing that is pulling us. It's important to be careful when the sun and moon are in a square aspect that we don't send out mixed messages. Particularly now that Mercury is in retrograde, we have to be extra aware and put in just a little bit of extra effort to make sure that we are maybe taking a pause before we speak, taking extra effort to express ourselves clearly, and then maybe checking in with the person and, making sure that they're picking up what you're putting down. This is this is also important because the sun and Mars are conjunct, and this can make us kind of assertive, energetic, active. We feel strong, passionate. Passion, though, can be anger, it can be sexy, it can be a drive, it can be that thing, that victorious spirit that pulls us along, that leads us down the winning path. Of course, this is the Sun-Mars conjunction that will have Mercury retrograde. Mercury is marching right towards that, and that's going to be a very interesting triple conjunction that will happen on October 9th. I've been talking about it almost every day. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Mercury retrograde is still in a square with Pluto. So, you're probably not going to be satisfied with anything at face value. And honestly, that's a good thing. Get to the bottom of some stuff. I think that many of us are in a purge type of phase right now in our lives where a lot of things are just dropping away. Relationships are dropping away. We're making different choices that feel more empowered. We're drawing a line in the sand saying, no, you will not treat me that way. You will treat me this way, or you will not be in my life. And there are a lot of astrological aspects supporting that and will continue to be. So if you are going through that, I just want to tell you how amazingly strong you are, how healthy it is to do this, and also just how hard it is. Mourning is necessary, normal. And with the Cancer moon, we may be feeling a little sentimental for the next couple of days. And it's okay. It's understandable and normal, as I said. Venus in Scorpio is squaring Jupiter in Aquarius. And this is an interesting energy because it can have us being jovial, sociable, good-hearted, and accepting of others, but it can also have us requiring extra freedom. And it can sometimes make us a little distant, a little bit of a cooler emotional stance. And I think that's a great place to be, particularly if you are in one of these purge phases in your life. There is something to be said about being sentimental, sensitive, loving, but it's important that we don't let ourselves wallow in that energy, that we sort of put on our underoos and, use suspenders if you have to keep them up so they don't fall down. But with this, we're not going to tolerate too much restriction from anyone. We want to be free, and in that freedom, we can love more graciously and in a more, it's a sociable, in a sociable way, in a jovial way. Venus is also in a pretty tight trine with Neptune. Now, this can be very dreamy, very romantic, very compassionate, can have us feeling more of a spiritual type of love, an unconditional type of love. However, it is important to become aware if you are putting someone or something on a pedestal and not seeing it clearly. This can bring out our idealistic nature, but at the same time, we're going to want to relate to people beyond the ego, beyond the personality. This is a mystical soul bond that we will be feeling or will be wanting to feel with our close people. And that's a beautiful thing. Saturn and Mars are both, of course, conjunct each other, but they're both trining Saturn. And this is going to have us feeling very practical, very realistic. We're going to set goals and we have the energy to see them through. This is a solid type of self-discipline, concentration, perseverance that gives us what it takes to fulfill our obligations, and not just our obligations, but the things we want to do, the things that matter to us. And we're probably going to do best during this time when we are working alone on one thing, because there's a lot of concentration available with this Sun-Mars conjunction trine with Saturn. So if you have something that takes hard concentration in a good period of time that you've been putting off, this is the time to do it. This is a really, really constructive energy that you can really make something of. You can really, get some good work done. There's actually a lot of romance in the air with this chart. The moon really loves being in the early degrees of Cancer. It's very romantic. This is the Two of Cups energy, the true love, the romance, the divine partner. And combined with what Venus is doing with Neptune, it's a really nice recipe, as long as we allow for some breathing space and some freedom because of that square with Venus and Jupiter. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you for liking and subscribing and for navigating the leading edge of consciousness and conscious relationships with me. I will see you tomorrow.